Right, that is pushing arms ticked off. The second of the 3 D-volume sessions. I've got pool tomorrow. That's the final D-volume, and it's kind of back to normal pretty much. So tomorrow, once pool is ticked off, we're just kind of back to the usual food, usual training. Friday, I've got another high day again, but again, like training volume is just back to normal at that point. Obviously, I'm going to see Finn on Saturday. I think it's like a 4 hour. I'm pretty sure I checked. It's like a 4 hour drive away, which to be fair isn't like horrendous. Like it's not a pure mega long drive, but 4 hours is pretty long. I'll probably need to stop like twice because drinking water and driving for like 4 hours, I'll need to pee. I'm going to need to pee. So I'll probably need to stop twice. One to at least pee, and then 2 I'll need to eat as well. So the plan is I'll probably stop like maybe an hour and a half in, go to the toilet and that, and then can I just keep going again. Probably stop about say an hour or half an hour away from the gym, have my pre-meal, and then obviously get to the gym, train, let Finn kind of see the look after, all that kind of stuff. But I'm looking forward to that, to be fair. It'll be good to kind of obviously see Finn and just kind of have him like look over how I'm actually looking. Which would be pretty cool. But the pushing arm session today, it's really weird for me. Like, see, training, like not full volume, I almost like want to do another set. Like I do a set and go, that wasn't enough, man. And like I want to do more, but at the same time, it's like, no, this is the whole point of D-volume, to kind of like reduce fatigue, all that kind of stuff. Look fresher, feel fresher. So if you're ever in that situation where like you have to be limiting your volume, so it's like basically you know you can do more volume, but you're like limiting that volume for a purpose, right? Don't just throw away that opportunity of recovery and like reducing fatigue and go, oh, nah, fuck it, I'm just doing more volume anyway. Like there's no point. The only reason you need to basically reduce volume, if you can still actively recover from higher volume, if you're reducing it, the only reason you basically need to do that is due to reducing fatigue. Like just now, we're 8 weeks into prep. Obviously the whole sort of mission of this week was D-volume sessions, less steps, less cardio, 2 high days, and basically reduce fatigue, feel fresher, so we can basically like get back to full steam ahead from next week pretty much. So obviously, you're not wanting to slow down, you're not wanting to like take the foot off the gas essentially, but at the same time it's also very important to do that. If you're, say for example, in a prep and you're like 20 weeks just pure balls to the wall, like no breaks, no like slowing down, no pulling back here and there, all we're going to literally do is make fatigue go through the fucking roof. You'll feel like absolute shit, and chances are your sessions will take a pretty big hit as well. So by doing this sort of like we reduced expenditure and like higher food couple of days here and there, and like reduced obviously overall training volume, it's like it basically gives my body that sort of opportunity to like recover even more than it was before pretty much. Now I would say my recovery was pretty good like across the sort of 8 weeks. So there's basically no point in the kind of actual deload and like not training at all. That's why we kind of opted for D-volume sessions and not just like not training. So I'm still training because my recovery's been pretty good. I feel good, training's going well. So there's no point like just completely scrapping training for a week. Like it wouldn't do me any benefit really. I wasn't kind of in a position where like I have to majorly pull back because I'm absolutely fucked, I'm beyond fatigued, like I can't recover at all. Like it wasn't like that by any means. I definitely was recovering pretty well. I was in a good sort of like momentum, good rhythm. Training was going well, like everything was kind of ticking over nicely, but at the same time you'd rather catch like say extreme fatigue early and sort of like reset that 8 weeks than say for example reaching week 10 and going, oh my god, I am absolutely fucked, right, okay, now we need to deload, you know what I mean? So basically catching it probably a couple of weeks early, to be fair, and I'm kind of glad that we have, because like that last week, like I felt really good, recovery was good, training was going good, but like I was getting a bit of brain fog here and there. But at the same time, like I still felt good, but I kind of like felt, right, okay, I'm starting to get a little bit fatigued here, but it wasn't anything crazy. So kind of doing this like wee diet break now is definitely when I kind of like reset that. Like the past like day, since the high day yesterday, then today, I've just felt like so much mentally fresher. Obviously I'm feeling like kind of fuller in the gym. Nothing like majorly different in the gym obviously, but I'm still feeling a little bit fuller here and there. But like mentally, I do feel a lot fresher. Like I feel like a lot less brain fog, like pure know what I'm doing. I'm not pure like sitting spacing out at times, you know what I mean? So it's been good in that kind of part. But overall, I'm pretty kind of excited to just get back to it and get back to kind of full steam ahead, to be honest, because I feel like when I do reduce my training volume, it's like I almost kind of want to push myself harder. When realistically, you can't really. I was speaking to Craig about this yesterday. It's like he's obviously running for his marathon prep. He's obviously prepping for his marathon. And it's like he's got a deload week, so it's obviously less like running volume for him. And we're kind of speaking about how like running and the gym are like so similar in terms of like sort of deload weeks and devolume weeks, but at the same time they're also so different. Like for example, Craig might run say 70k a week, right? And he's like deload week and his devolume week, he's only running like say 30k in the week, right? So he's dropped 40k across the week. So he's sitting thinking, right, okay, I've only got 30k, so I can push myself even harder in that 30k, which kind of makes sense. But in the gym, you can't really do that. Like if you have 2 sets, right? In your first set, you go, right, okay, I've only got 1 set, so I'll push myself even harder. You can't, because if you've been training like at a high intensity level, how can you go any harder? Like say for example on like a hack squat, right, I'm doing like 5 plates a side, my rep range is 7 to 12, and last week I got 9. How can I push myself harder than, because I'm doing less volume? It doesn't make any sense, because I can't just add like 10 kg aside and go, oh, I'll just get that this week because I've got less volumes, I can do more like load. No, you can't. You just need to do the same load, but try and get an extra rep or 2 here and there if you can. But it's not like a kind of case where like you can push yourself that much harder. So it's kind of a bit of a mental block, because you're like, right, okay, I could do more volume here, but we've got a whole purpose behind this deload, so we're not going to do that and do anything stupid. But you also can't really push yourself any harder, even though you want to, because like you're already at your sort of like limit. You're kind of, only thing you can basically do is you say an extra rep or an extra like 2.5 kg aside. That's basically all you can do. But I can't go and add like say 10 kg aside and matched reps because I'm doing less volume this week. It's just completely different. But at the same time, it's also so similar. Like it's a pure weird thing when you proper deep it. Which is quite a cool conversation to have with Craig, to be honest. If you're watching this, Craig, it was a nice conversation. But anyway, obviously the whole point of deloads is to get fresher and kind of be mentally fresher, kind of ready to kind of keep pushing on in the following week, all that kind of stuff. So aye, I'm feeling good for sure, man, and I'm kind of buzzing to just get back to it. Sort of full volume anyway from Friday onwards. But yes, that is us. Pushing arms ticked off, devolume session ticked off. Final one is tomorrow and then back to it on Friday. So I hope you have enjoyed, and apart from that, I'll catch you in the next one.